Good Saturday afternoon, all my Rural Xers out there. This is Eric, the Rural Xer, here with you. Just a little bit west of downtown Jasper, here at the Veterans Memorial Park. In fact, that's what we're actually going to get out and take a look around here at this place for just a few minutes. But anyway, hope everybody's having a great Saturday afternoon on this. Well, at least here it is. It's overcast. It hadn't rained like they were predicting it was going to, but the way it's cloudy, it wouldn't surprise me if it did start to rain sometime, at least come a heavy downpour or something. But at least we'll take advantage of it while we still can. So anyway, yes, just got through lunch at Wendy's and had been doing some running around. Had to take the trash off this morning. My wife and daughter and son are all involved in a fundraiser not too far from here, and that's where they're at right now for my son's fiance's godfather, and they're having it over near Fairmount, Georgia. Anyway, they're not around, so I'm at home by myself, and so I figured I'd get out and do some filming of locations and just kind of bring y'all along with me. Anyway, like I said, we're at Veterans Memorial Park here in Jasper, just outside of downtown Jasper, and came by here. I've been by here once before, not long after they started it. It wasn't completely built at that time. Whenever we came by here once before, they were still working on it. They've gotten a lot more done to it now, and just looking around here, and it looks really, really nice, and I just kind of wanted to showcase this today, come by here and get a little footage of it. So come along and join me, if you will. This is the Memorial Park here, the main part of it, where they have all of the now the reason that we were here once before with my father-in-law was that he actually had a brick laid out here somewhere for him. We'll have to go and find that. But yeah, just taking a look around here. This is really nice. As you can see, they've got white marble benches all over out here, plus a big white marble memorial right there, and we'll go over and take a closer look at all of this whenever here in a minute. But yeah, just looking around, it's really, really nice what they've done with the place. So let's go on over there and look around a little bit. Back in Memorial Day, they actually had a service down here at this park. We came by that day and I saw that there was a big gathering, and that's when I noticed that they had added on to it quite a bit since the last time I've been over here, and I really hadn't noticed it that much until then. And so decided then that I was going to come by here and actually take a look at it. So here we are. Here's the main stone or memorial piece right here in the center of the park, and it says, "Honoring all who served and dedicated to the everlasting memory of men from Pickens County who made the supreme sacrifice in World Wars I and II." This is for the War Wars. Going around here to the other side of it, and you've got all of the different names of the people from Pickens County who actually lost their lives in World War II. The other one must be for World War I. And this says, on the back side, it says, erected by Pickens County, post number 149, American Legion, November 11th, 1949. Now, this must be an older memorial, and it must have been somewhere else at one time, and they moved it down here. I'm not really sure. I have to look into that. And here's the names of the people who lost their lives in World War I and the Korean War. Well, actually Korean, Vietnam, and Iraq wars. So there's quite a few people who have lost their lives They've added that onto it. It looks like down there below. But. And here we've got the very nice large plaques that are made out of Georgia marble. I'm sure that's where this marble came from. And then it looks like they've got plaques that's actually attached to them made out of granite with pictures etched in them. Very, very nice. And those are the names that are on there who lost their lives in World War I from Pickens County. And here's the plaque for World War II. And you can stop the video at any time to take a look at the names at the bottom. And we'll just keep carrying on around here. All of these benches that are flanking this whole area here are put in here by people, or like this one over here. We've got Piedmont Mountainside Hospital. Forgotten country they serve. I don't know if these were actually placed here by people through donations, or if they just had names of businesses and individuals put on them. But anyway, here's the plaque for the Korean War. Very nice. As you can see, going on around here, you've got other park benches here. And the Vietnam War. This is placed here by United Community Bank, Russell L. Penley, U.S. Army, Sharp Mountain Graphics, North Georgia Veterans, and here we've got the plaque for the Iraq War. Several other benches of people's names along through here. And then the War on Terror. And over here you've got another section of the Memorial Park that commemorizes, I guess is the best word, the different branches of the service. Here you've got United States Army. Now here's a plaque here. It's Pickens County Veterans Memorial. This memorial is dedicated to those heroes whose military service defines the character of this great nation, dedicated 2018. So that was only about 8 years ago now. But going on around here, we'll go to the inside. You've got United States Coast Guard, United States Air Force, United States Navy, United States Marine Corps. And then you've got several more little benches around here too. And this says, dedicated to the memory of John Thomas Trammell for his dedicated and extraordinary support as a non-veteran in erection of the Pickens County Veterans Memorial Park. Thanks to you, we have an opportunity to fully honor veterans currently serving the United States Armed Forces and mourn the veterans that had passed away. This memorial will stand the test of time because of your love of veterans throughout the United States of America. May God bless you as you have blessed our veterans, 1953 to 2020. And as you can see, there's some bricks down here that has some messages on them with great respect and appreciation for your service. The crew at Fastest Dog. Georgia Mountains Hospice honors North Georgia veterans. And they have a lot of bricks that I guess that they probably sold to help fund all of this, I'm sure. Yeah. Just to give you kind of an overview of all the names on the bricks or messages that might have been left there. And just get all of them. Here's the other section. I'm not sure exactly how they're separated or if they are. I don't know if they're separated by military branch or a particular war or just sections, because they do have like sections right here. You can see this section. Here's the first section, and actually I found a couple of names of family members in my wife's family here in this section, but I'm not going to say who they are, point them out or anything for their own privacy. I don't want their names getting out or anything like that, who they are. But if you know, you know. Now here's section I. And this is filled up about like section A was over there. Again, I don't know if they're sectioned off by the branch of the service that they were in. It looks like they're just kind of all mixed up. I don't think they're sectioned off by names or branch of the service or ward, anything like that, because I've seen a little bit of names in all of them, wars, eras. So they're just, I think they're all mixed up, honestly. But they have plenty of room for more. And here's section F here. Now, my dad was actually in World War II, a veteran of World War II, and he just passed away about 4 years ago. He was, I think, almost 102 years old whenever he passed away. He was 101 and almost 102. But that's one reason why I wanted to come by here. Of course, he wouldn't be honored at this one. He'd be honored at the one in Blue Ridge, where he spent most of his life at, and was very active in his later years, actually, in the DAV and VFW. And so he was involved in all of that there. In his later years, he was involved in a lot of other civic organizations when I was growing up, and but he wasn't involved in that until in his later years and all. And I think my brother actually got him involved in that. But anyway, that's our look at the Pickens County Veterans Memorial here in the park. It's over in Roper Park, I think it is. I get these. There's two parks here in Pickens County, and I get the two mixed up. It's the one with the Pickens County Chamber of Commerce. I had to go over and find that out. It's about to drive me crazy. But this one's mostly just a walking park over here, and they actually have the county fair here in July, the week of the 4th, which is something that I know a little bit about, because not so much from this fair, but when I was growing up in Blue Ridge, they actually had an annual fair, and it was a big deal. It was put on by the Kiwanis Club. My dad was actually involved in that and was very involved in organizing all of that. Not solely him, but along with a lot of others that helped put on the county fair. And it was an actual fair. They actually had all kinds of stuff. They had fair barn, I guess what they called fair barns on the fairgrounds, where they actually had pig showing and cows. They'd show pigs and cows and stuff like that. The local FFA at the high school, they would be involved in that, and then people would set up booths and they would be judged, and just all kinds of, crafts, homemade goods, blankets, quilting, models. One of my best friends growing up was really big into car models. His dad worked as an auto body shop person, very successful. I think he may still be in it. I'm not really sure. He may be retired now, but anyway, he got into building model cars, and he entered quite a few of his, and I think he actually took first place on several of them. He's very good, very talented, very artistic, much more than me. And if you're watching this, you know who you are. If you know, you know. But I'm not going to say who they are. But anyway, yeah, they had a carnival, and it was on the week of my birthday, August 15th, so it was always on the week of August 15th, and usually I went with one of my friends. We would end up going to the fair together and riding carnival rides. Boy, that was fun times back then. Loved it. I still like fairs. I still like carnival rides. I still like going to theme parks and things, but I'm not as big into it, especially the theme parks down in Florida, Disney World and all of that. I was down there last year with my wife and daughter. Her dance group from here, Pickens County, went down there, and I was drugged down there. It was fun. I got to spend some time with my wife and girl, and her and her dance group done a fantastic job dancing on the stage there at Disney Springs, big shopping outlet there on Walt Disney World property, and got to watch that. I was actually filming it too, but I was using my phone to do it, and my phone crapped out because it got so hot. It was so hot that day. The sun was beating down and there was no shade around there, and my phone overheated. But I'm getting way off into left field here. I was just saying that this is just a quick look at the Pickens County Memorial. We are going to go on up the road to another roadside, well, I shouldn't say another roadside attraction, because this is not really a roadside attraction. It is next to a road, but it's not what you consider a roadside attraction. This is a solemn memorial to the people who served and who died in wars, and we should remember them and thank them for their service, whether they still be alive or whether they gave the ultimate sacrifice in war, whatever war it may be. We should honor and remember them. So anyway, with that said, we're going to jump in the truck and head on up the road. We're now in Cherry Lodge, Georgia. Actually, I think it's, technically speaking, it's considered Blue Ridge, but it's down towards Cherry Lodge, Georgia, at the Exploration Bigfoot Museum. And we're fixing to go in here and take a look around at this museum and explore just a little bit. So come and join me, if you will. Okay, we're entering the front porch of the museum here. Hours are from 10 to 5 daily. Have all kinds of stuff here on the front porch. Got a lot of loud music in the background. Got some carved Bigfoots here, wood carved Bigfoots. Very nice work. Some crates, with Antarctica Expedition, Yeti Expedition, Caution, that one there. All kinds of items here. We haven't even made it in the door yet. Here's a wall of researchers, scientists, explorers that have done a lot of research on Yeti sightings, Bigfoot sightings.
You're about to embark on a journey.
All of these people have expertise in this field and have contributed to this museum over time.
Your task, explorers, gather information and examine the evidence.
A little short video over here.
Evidence, which is often presented by people who have had life-changing experiences. Experiences that have made them believe.
Have all kinds of stuff around here, including over here. This is just starting into the museum. Backpacks, flashlights, older flashlights, just all kinds of stuff that you would need for an expedition into the great unknown. Here we have a casting of a Bigfoot foot taken right out of the ground, or as they call them in Florida, skunk ape cast green swamp, Florida. And that's just about 6 years ago. Talking about the different sightings around Florida skunk ape. All kinds of articles. We got a rifle here, a shotgun, I'm not sure which. Tranquilizer gun, that's what it is. Tranquilizer gun, used by Bigfoot hunter Robert Morgan on his 1970s Florida skunk ape expedition. And it looks like another casting of a Bigfoot footprint. Here we've got a Sasquatch feces. That's one long turd there. Here we've got Bigfoot sign. I don't know if these are signs that have been made by Bigfoot himself. What? They're pictures of very unique formations out of branches, sticks. This one here is very interesting. It's like two big, huge branches and a X cut into a tree, and almost like a cave there. It's like you got a big old moose head here. Moose head or deer head, I'm not really sure. It looks too big to be a deer head. But it's not quite, doesn't look quite like a moose head either. Not really sure what it is. Here we've got a corner of the museum that talks about a helicopter crash in the Chattahoochee National Forest. Over here we've got a display case with some of the remains of the helicopter, and I don't know if you can see it or not. There's says, located 5.4 miles into the Chattahoochee Forest and 4 miles north of Camp Frank D. Merrill, the Cobra helicopter crash site is in the Blue Ridge Wildlife Refuge. Though most of the crash debris was removed, some of the most remote crash sites still remains on the mountain. And then over here you've got an actual video of it talking about it.
Still exists today.
Bigfoot Center? Yes. What has it happened? Can you name?
I remember my dad talking about that helicopter crash, and he's actually been out to it and looked at it, and I think he put, some of the guys was killed in the helicopter crash. And
It didn't walk on all fours. It was scooped over, and then it stood up. It didn't stand up erect. It was still scooped over. And I
think he had a cross put up there in memory of the ones who lost their lives there on that mountain. Here's something really interesting. Here's a map of the Appalachian Trail all the way from Maine down to Georgia. And all of those red dots are showing sightings along the trail of Bigfoots. All the way down. Along with some old pictures from years ago. And entering this portion of the museum, you've got all kinds of other gear over here, lanterns and different things. Looks like a Yeti scalp in a palm. The palm is over near Mount Everest. Tallest mountain in the world, the highest mountain in the world. This blank here says, adventurer Tom Slick Jr. from 1956 until his death in 1962, Texas oil tycoon Tom Slick Jr. led numerous expeditions in search of the Yeti and Bigfoot. His adventures were followed by many of the world's largest newspapers of the time. This collection of artifacts chronicling his years of research was donated to the museum by his family in 2016. So this is very wild. This is very interesting. This was an explorer, and all of this stuff here you see, this gear, cameras, binoculars, lanterns, ropes, books, journals, pictures, all kinds of stuff here was all part of his collection of him exploring and researching Bigfoot over the years, and was donated to the museum in 2016. That's very interesting. Got a lot of pictures over here showing his different expeditions and the people he explored with, along with newspaper articles up here. This is very interesting. Very interesting. Looks like there was a full-length feature film created about Bigfoot, the legend of Boogie Creek. Never heard of it, and supposedly it's a true story. Very interesting. May have to look that up sometime and possibly watch it. Looks like you've got some other films too. Film posters, movie posters about Sasquatch and Bigfoot. Here you've got a lidded map of Florida and the many sightings that have been seen around Florida of Bigfoot. And here's a legend over here of the sightings. Green is means that first-hand visual sightings where the animal was clearly distinguishable from a bear, human, deer, etc. These would be reasonably lit, clear conditions. Yellow denote first-hand sightings where the animal was not clearly seen, such as a glimpse moving past a window, moving through heavy brush, or any sound-only report such as a loud whoops, tree knocking, or samurai chatter. I think that's what that is. Any secondhand reports, whether clearly seen or not, are also denoted in yellow. And going down into the pink indicate the frequency and general area where Bigfoots were reportedly seen to visit the same property for several months, or in some cases even years. There are no clear answer to why they return again and again, sometimes to their own detriment. And over here we've got a map of Georgia, the same thing. Green, yellow, and pink pegs on there denoting the sightings and the type of sightings of each. And here we got more foot castings of the Bigfoot. All kinds of them. Bigfoot and Sasquatch sightings have dated back as far as the Native Americans, and they were around hundreds of years before we came around. And they actually had costumes made out of the skins. Well, these costumes actually were made out of bear skins, but was supposed to resemble Sasquatches. As this plaque says right there, Native American tribes have performed ritual dances and handmade Sasquatch costumes for hundreds of years, traditionally made from bear skins and painted ceremonial masks. Each tribe had their own name for these creatures. These are all the various masks and costumes that were made by the different tribes of North America. Totem pole. These are all the different articles in different newspapers over the years that have been about Bigfoot and the sightings of them. Some of them, most of them, I think, from reading one or two of them, probably a lot of them were reasoned away by humans or other species. But you can definitely make up your own mind about whether you believe in Bigfoot or Sasquatch or whatever, the abominable snowman in some countries. Here we've got a BRAT, or Bigfoot Research in Tech Vehicle. And there's a plaque describing it. This is recently retired. BRAT vehicle was used extensively in Central and North Florida investigations. Or dual parabolic dish microphones, infrared illuminators, thermal imagers, and night vision hardware will be transferred to the BRAT 2, now under construction. So this is a vehicle with all kinds of high-tech equipment in it. FLIR, other type tech stuff, computers. Here we've got a scene set up of a cabin where 5 miners, what I can gather from what I've seen and heard, were attacked in Washington State, either on or near Mount St. Helen. And as you can see in that depiction right there, you've got 2 guys that are trying to hold the beast back, and he's trying to break in, supposedly. And if he was trying to break in, he'd probably get in, even with 2 guys defending the door. I mean, you can see one of them has got an axe with him. But yeah, this is a scene, like I said, from I suppose an attack. Now, I don't know how long ago this was, but I was judging by the clothes and bedding and stuff. It's probably a long time ago. Here we've got a wall that is dedicated to Bigfoot recordings, and this man right here, Ron Moorhead, saw a Bigfoot, and then has later, more recently, recorded Bigfoot vocalizations, as they call it. And here's a little plaque here that talks about it. The Sierra Sounds, recorded by Ron Moorhead and Alan Berry. These recordings were made at a remote hunting camp in the high Sierra Mountains of California. Voices were captured in the fall of 1974 by Ron Moorhead, a Mariposa businessman. The Sierra story was investigated by Alan Berry, a reporter for the Radio California Record Search Warrant. Earlier recordings of the creatures in 1972 were the subject of a year-long University of Wyoming engineering study to determine their authenticity and the nature of the vocalizations as compared to the man-ape. The results of the study were published by the University of British Columbia Press in 1980 in Man-Like Monsters on Trial, an anthology of professional papers presented at a 1978 UBC-sponsored symposium. The vocalizations Alan Berry captured were primate in origin, and at least one of the voices exceeded normal human range. The study also showed the vocalizations were spontaneous at the time of the recording, as are the more recent recordings featured in this CD, and that there was no evidence of pre-recording or re-recording at altered speed. What you will hear is an obtainable and unique in human experience, and it does sound very unique, to say the least. Here's a section discussing where are the bones, and you've got newspaper articles talking about giant skeletons found in Florida, giant skeletons found, cave in Mexico gives up the bones of an ancient race. That's the New York Times. And then you've got a whole section of a book by Teddy Roosevelt, President Teddy Roosevelt, The Wilderness Hunter, published in 1882. And, 1982. I think. I can't tell what that says, honestly. 1882. 1882, trying to get that right. But anyway, it talks about different things, the bones and skeletons that he has seen in his. He was a big outdoorsman, and seen in his days as being an outdoorsman. Here's another one, and here's one that was actually right here in Cartersville, Georgia, talking about monster skulls and bones, Cartersville, Georgia, and this was published by the New York Times. Here's a plaque outside the restrooms that shows what Bigfoot eats. Are they omnivores, carnivores, or opportunists? Bigfoot is thought to eat any foods that may be available, as well as migrate to find better food sources. Witnesses have described observing Bigfoot eating scraps from garbage bins, sort of like bears, leftover potato peelings from an old campfire, shellfish, skin, nutria left in boats overnight, rabbits, chickens, deer, basically anything that'll satisfy his hunger. here is a working research laboratory. So I missed this. I thought this was just an office area that they used. It was part of the museum. It was kind of out in the open in a kind of a theater, as you can hear behind me. But yeah, we got all kinds of equipment that they use, I guess, for researching Bigfoot sightings.
Sourwine and his crew departed for the night. They secured their bulldozer and left it parked at the site.
Stuff over here too. You even have, looks like a refrigerator, a little small refrigerator for hair, DNA, blood samples. As you can see right there.
Sometime during the night of August 27th, the camp was visited. And perhaps years of outrage was finally vetted by a puzzled creature.
I know those are like busts of Bigfoots, but I don't know if they're from, I take it they're probably not from the actual Bigfoots. I guess this is another map of the sightings all over the United States of Bigfoots. Newspaper articles and stuff, more of that. It's very loud in these rooms sometimes. I hope you can hear me over the audio of the movie that's playing. And you exit through the gift shop with t-shirts, all kinds of t-shirts. Got tie-dye t-shirts here. Little stuffed animals of Sasquatch. We got a whole table full of different t-shirts. Believe. Do you believe? Expedition Bigfoot. That's Sasquach Museum, Blue Ridge. And over here you've got books and little fold-out things of Sasquatch. Sasquatch, Yeti, and other wild men of the world. A field guide. It's a field guide. That's what it is. See right there. Sasquatch, Bigfoot, and the Mystery of the Wild Man. The Hoopa Project. Looks like you've got pens over here. Writing pens. Koozies. Buttons. Coffee mugs. Got all kinds of merch. Even got one that looks like a U.S. Forestry Service or National Park Service, I should say, emblem. I like this one. Red, white, and blue. I think that's a magnet. Yep, that's a magnet. Put that on your refrigerator. I like that. And of course, my favorite hats. Let's see if I can pull one out here. Whoa, almost fell down. Believe. And all those up there on top are the same. Well, that concludes our tour of the Expedition Bigfoot Sasquach Museum here in Blue Ridge, Georgia. Like I said at the beginning of this, technically speaking, it is in Blue Ridge, Georgia, but it's down towards Cherry Log, Georgia, which is between Blue Ridge and Ellijay, a little community down that way. To me, it's closer to that than it is Blue Ridge, but they listed as Blue Ridge. Anyway, that being said, we're going to head on home and check on Millie. She's at home by herself since everybody else is out of the house and gone today, so need to get on home. So let's go on and head that way. Well, I'm now on the way home, coming into Ellijay down here. Turned out to be a very pretty sunny day today. Still a few clouds, but you can see some blue sky up there. Let me flip the camera around here and I'll show you what I got my daughter. Got her little stuffed Bigfoot. Had a good time at the Expedition Bigfoot Museum. Coming into Ellijay now. Yeah, I'm on my way home. I want to check on Millie, take her out probably, and see if she needs to potty. And depending on if I might get another location filmed today, I was thinking about going over to Cartersville to some Indian mounds over there, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it or not, because I think it closes at 5 o'clock if I'm not badly mistaken, unfortunately. I was hoping that they didn't, but I think they do. I'll have to check the schedule on that and see if maybe I might be able to make it over to there. If they might stay open later, I don't really know, but I kind of doubt it. I think they close at 5 o'clock, but we'll see. But anyway, I'm on my way home, so here we go. Well, I made it back to Jasper, and it's probably about an hour later from last time I reported on the way home. And went home and checked on Millie, took her out and let her potty and all, and done a few odds and ends around there. And then I turned around and come back to town because earlier today I had gotten a chair here at Walmart, but it was way too big. But anyway, I'm back at Walmart to bring it back, and as you can see, it is raining. It looked like it was going to come a downpour, but it never did really rain too awful hard. It's just a steady, it's actually slacked off now since I've been sitting here, and I'm fixing to run in and exchange that camping seat. I'd gotten home with it, and lo and behold, I've got a 600-pound camping chair. It's rated up to 600 pounds. I thought, well, that'd be a good heavy-duty one. I'm not by no means that big. I am fairly big. I'm not gonna lie. But I'm not that big, but I figured, well, that'll be a good heavy-duty one. I thought it'd be, nice and roomy and everything. I got it home, pulled it out of the truck, opened it up, and sat down in it. That thing was huge. It was wide, and it was so tall. I guess it's actually made for tall people with long legs, not like mine. Mine was anywhere near that tall. I sat down and leaned back in it. My legs would not even touch the ground. I said, that's going back to Walmart. So I packed it back up, threw it back in the truck, and I'm back here at Walmart to take it back. But yeah, I was planning on going. I thought about, like I said earlier, I was planning on going possibly over to Cartersville, since it is summertime and it stays light a whole lot later in the evening, but they close, I should say, at 5 o'clock. I checked online to see if they were open, and they were already closed, and it was just a little bit after 5 o'clock. So I figured they'd close at 5 o'clock. And then I thought about going to, they have a live festival, I think it's called, here in Jasper, in downtown, on the main street in Jasper. And I was going to go by it and do a little filming around there, but it started raining, so I don't even know if they're going to be around whenever I go back over. But I was just sitting here in the parking lot fixing to run in after it kind of slacked off rain a little bit. So anyway, just thought I'd stop and give a little bit of an update. Well, we made it back to downtown Jasper, and I came back from Walmart and came through Jasper, and it wasn't raining, so I was going to get out and see what was going on here in downtown on the main street of Jasper, and see if there was any vendors still left after this rain that came through. Ran into my brother-in-law at Walmart, and he said it was, he talked to his wife, and it was pouring out her way, which is our way too. But, and it was coming through Jasper. But when I came through Jasper on my way to Walmart, it wasn't raining that hard. It looked like it was going to, but it never did, and it slacked off after I got to Walmart, after I made that last little segment of the video. So anyway, let's get out here and explore around a little bit and see what's going on. Walking down one of these back streets to the main street. Well, actually go over here to one of the roads that comes off of Main Street, but here's the famous, you see the top of the famous Woodbridge Inn water tower over there. That's a landmark here in Jasper. Here's one of Jasper's newer restaurants. Very, very nice restaurant. I haven't been there personally and ate myself, but my wife has once or twice. The Old Mule House, right here in what used to be the old Napa Auto Parts building. I remember when that was this whole building was painted blue, and they come and the people who bought it and converted it into a restaurant, they sandblasted all that blue paint off the side of it and left the natural brick look to it and turned it into a restaurant, which is really nice. And it's done some good business here. Sure has. Here we've got a bounce house for kids, kiddos down this street. Quite a long bounce house that they got there. Looking down Main Street down towards the courthouse, and of course, as you see back over there, the Woodbridge Inn water tower. And yeah, this is looking right down the middle of, normally you wouldn't be able to walk down the street in the middle of it, but with this festival going on today, you can. Rocco's Pub, that's one of the restaurants around here that's really good. It's it's off of 515, just south of town, and they've got really good food and all right here.
Oh, I still see you doing it over here.
Got some people over here at the stage doing the Walmart.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Let's give him a hand. Now we had to go. While we're doing this, I want to thank our sponsors for tonight. If you're having a great time, you need to make sure we're thanking the Tutton Group, the City of Jasper Big.
All the vendors down through here. I didn't get that going up. I walked on up to the stage first to get some footage up there. But here's all the vendors down through here. There's all kinds of vendors.
Don't y'all forget.
Got American Legion out here, sign up new members, collectibles, comics, cards, and collectibles. Here's some more vendors on this side of the street. Looking down through here. Tipsy Baker. Had some people there dancing in the street. Wasn't trying to get them, just got them accidentally. Just trying to film all these vendors down through here. Lemonade over here. Had boiled peanuts back there. But yeah. It is a happening place out here tonight. Yeah, that was a happening party up there. They had music And it looked like there was maybe another band that was fixing to set up and play, maybe a country band or something. I'm not really sure, but mostly what they were playing then was hip hop and some rap and all. And there was people partying in the street, and they were having a good time. And there was all kinds of food vendors and other vendors who does crafts and stuff. I just got a quick overview of both sides of the street as much as I could, and there was quite a big crowd there, and it was kind of hard to get around there. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. I'm going to bring this video to a close now. I think I'm going to head on home and relax a little bit, maybe even get started on editing this video. So anyway, like I said, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel for more similar content. And with that said, I think I'm going to ease on out of here and head on home. Y'all have a great evening, a great Father's Day weekend. God bless, and we'll see you in my next video.